everybody. This is Cody Kessler. We're coming to you live from, actually we're on location today.
We're on location.
We got a great guest with us. I am super fired up about today's show. We're talking about renovation loans. We're talking about properties that need renovation. We're talking about distressed properties, shadow markets, things like that. So really, really good information. But today's guest, I got Mark Fitzpatrick sitting with us here today. He's with Choice Real Estate, which is also a part of Remax Town Center, correct?
Right, Park Potomac.
Awesome. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about properties. And we're actually sitting here at one of his listings. So we're going to go through things that we're going to touch on are deals that you can look for, how to identify those deals. A guy like Mark can help you do that. When you're walking through a property, making sure that you're looking at more than what you're seeing, and we'll kind of get into that, and how to take a look at these things, because the idea is to show that renovation loans, they're a whole lot more prevalent than what people think, but most people don't know about them. They don't know that they're available, they don't know the terms, they don't know what they can do. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people have no idea that not with a construction to perm loan, which is a lot of people think, a renovation loan, you can tear a house down, leave a couple foundation walls, and build a brand new house on top of it, and it's called a renovation loan. And sometimes you can put as little as 3% down on those loans. So, with no further ado, let me give a formal introduction to my friend Mark here. Mark is a fantastic real estate agent. He specializes in finding people great deals on distressed properties, lists them, works with builders to get things done. But this guy has done, in just the last 2 years, done about 55 transactions, almost 25 million in real estate, and really understands the market. Knows how to go out and find what people are looking for, but it's those hidden gems. It's not always the one where you go, wow, this is a turnkey property, and you're going to walk through the front door and everything's going to be perfect. He's really good at making sure that you can see behind the walls that may or may not be orange, and the carpet from 1964, like this one. So he's great at that. So with no further ado, Mark, thank you very much for having us on the show today. Looking forward to talking.
Yeah, likewise.
So my first question, tell us actually a little bit about this house, because this is a property. It's a perfect property, prime for a renovation. Tell us why you decided to list this one and what's so special about this.
Well, I got a call about this, and they wanted to get on the market quickly. And so first thing I always do is say, all right, we got to set up a time, I got to take a look.
Yeah.
And so location-wise, we are just off River Road. So
prime spot.
but we're quiet. We're literally about 200 yards, 300 yards from River Road.
What neighborhood is this?
This is Merrimack Park.
Got it.
Okay, Merrimack Park. So we're if you're familiar with the area, Wilson crosses over, or Whittier becomes basically Marjorie in a sense.
Exactly.
So right off of River Road, access point is great. You're a couple of miles to downtown Bethesda. You're on 270 in Tyson's Corner in 10 minutes, and you go to Walt Whitman School.
Yeah.
A lot of people looking
Awesome
for
school
that.
district.
So that becomes the key factor for a lot of people driving families about these schools. I mean, just a fact. They go on, they look at these ratings, and they know about the schools, and they want to get there. So then the dilemma comes.
But it's an older neighborhood.
Yeah, it's an older neighborhood, and you got older homes that, even 10, 12 years ago, these were 300,000, 400,000. Yeah. Now they're 700 plus, or next door, 1.7, which was a teardown.
A teardown, yeah.
That was a complete teardown. So this brought a lot of attention to this one because of the opportunity. 3 bedrooms, enough for a family, but only a bath and a half up top, and then a full bath now renovating the basement.
And that's pretty common, because if you go back, when was this house built?
This is a 60-year-old house.
Okay, so back then, if you go back that far, that's how houses were built. They didn't have, a bunch of bathrooms for every single person in the family. Not everybody. The master suite didn't have its own bathroom in a lot of cases. So you're looking at standards that are obviously not where they are today. So when you're looking at an older house and you're a younger family, or a move up or anything like that, you're kind of comparing it to what a brand new house would be and all the amenities that you have. And if you're looking at 2 houses, a new one versus this house, they don't even really compare. So keep going and tell us exactly some of the special things about this house.
Yeah, the biggest thing when I came in was I noticed the floors. The hardwood floors are still generally good condition. You could be okay shining these up a little bit and leaving them as is.
These are original floors?
These are original floors.
Wow.
So somebody might want to stain them, but they're fine as is for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So, but there were carpets all over. So from the standpoint of selling the home, not bringing the buyer in. I'm looking at how do we present this the best it can. We had a small budget to get some things ready, and we had orange walls behind us. We had carpets all over. So how do we make this work for what we had? So the features of this, having the hardwood floors, most people love that.
Yeah.
And then you have enough space that you have some openness that you could potentially do something to expand this and also renovate the bathrooms to get them up to standard. So at least you have some more functionality in terms of some modernness in the home that works for people today.
So has any of this house been updated from the seller?
There's been some updates. The kitchen was updated, and they opened up a little bit. Now, a lot of people like to, we'll show that, open it up completely. That's possible, but that is much better than it was originally. Yeah. And there's one renovated bathroom that's actually in the basement. Okay. So we've got two of the original bathrooms.
So they've done a little bit, and that's actually, you find that that's pretty common. There's a little bit of renovations, just not a complete.
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes people get to what they can. They have a list, and they start with it, and they don't just go in and do everything at one time. Not everybody can do that. Everybody has a different situation, and you have to look at it that way, and what's going to be most important for us to start with. And
what you just said is the number one reason why people turn to renovation loans. A lot of people, when they move in the house, they go, oh, this isn't exactly what we want, but here's the list of all the things that we'll do, and there it is, 60 years later, they're still living in the house, and maybe they've only gotten to the bathroom and the kitchen.
Yeah. You got to move really past, even if these walls were orange. If I'm coming on the other side and we're bringing them in to buy it, then we got to look at, that's paint, that's going to change. I don't like the carpet, that's going to be rolled up and taken out. Yeah. It's actually from that side, the buyer side, I love when I see crap all over the place, orange walls, purple walls, nasty carpet, because sometimes people don't even realize it. I'll always go in and I'll look at a little piece of carpet peeled up in the corner, and I see this wood underneath. I'm like, fantastic, because they just protected your wood floors. Yep.
So let me ask you this. So as an agent, and you walk into that situation, and you can kind of touch on it from both buy side and list side, how do you get your clients to either, in this situation, get to agree to say, here's the level that we need to get to, your house is not exactly, it's not up to date, it's not going to sell well, and then also on the buy side, how do you, as an agent, get your client to follow you so that they can see, because a lot of people can't see past what's in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually just a couple of things to start with. One, if they have a budget. Most everyone has a budget. Here's how much we can spend to do these things. Yeah. Sometimes that budget can be expanded a little bit if you can show them that dollar for dollar, even if it's not going to get more. It's not always about getting more. It might be that $5,000 spent or that $3,000 spent only gets you $3,000 back, but it gets us to sell the house faster. Yeah. That's the key. So it's that combination of those two. So we start.
Most people don't know that. There's a lot of agents that don't know that.
So. Right. So it's not just about can we actually get the return. If we can break even on the money spent, but sell it faster, that's still money.
That's a win.
Because if you got a mortgage and you've got to move out in many cases, and you're carrying it for another 2, 3, 4 months, we see these emails all the time. New price, new lower price. New lower price means it wasn't priced right to begin with.
Yep. No, I got it, man.
And from the other side, it's, from the buyer side, again, it's looking at and making sure that you can kind of take these, I don't like that goggles off, right? And put on the ones that say, okay, here's the easy changes, right? Let's go through into a quick number. Bathroom, okay? Small old bathroom, $7 to $8 grand, depending on what you want to do. Yeah. Totally gut it, renovate it. We can do that. Paint, shine up the floors, resand them, whatever. Come up with a number so then we know, and then you can start from there. Then you can set up a budget over time. Here's what we want to do maybe the first year. We can get this out of the way, that's great. Or if they have more and they can work with you, and I mean, that's what we want to talk about more about, the renovation loans. Yeah. Maybe they can do more at the beginning than they thought, but it's not packaged right.
Exactly. So let me ask you, touch on that. So from the standpoint of a budget,
right.
There's in today's days and age, there's not tons of people running around with cash, that's just falling out of their ears.
Right.
So a lot of people would potentially walk into a house like this one, look at it, and they don't have a budget for renovations. They just say, oh, well, this is, I guess, and then we'll have to do it over time as we save up money. I feel as though that's more common. Do you agree with that, or?
Yeah, it can be, because sometimes people are stretching to get into this house, and they want to be in this neighborhood so they can go for the kids for that school. They really sacrifice to do that. Yeah. Not everybody can buy the $1.5 million teardown, but they can hopefully get in for 700,000 and then maybe do some things over time.
So you're really good at actually taking the client and introducing them to the renovation loan. You know, taking them and saying, hey, listen, I get that, you know, this is what you're seeing right now, but let me help kind of walk you through. Are you aware of renovation loans?
Right.
What do they do? How do they benefit
Absolutely.
you? You know, you're really good at that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we kind of take a quick walk through this house and kind of show some of the things that people can do, and we'll show the current condition and kind of talk about where we're going to go with that.
Yeah,
So,
sounds like a plan.
So as you said, this house was actually built about 60 years ago.
Yeah, 60
So
years
as
old.
you walk up in the front, I noticed that there was a nice olive green wood facade, and literally it screamed bright. I literally thought I was walking out and bright. So, but a lot of people, when they look at that, they think, you know, I can just put some paint on there, and you can. But they don't actually realize that a renovation loan, you can change the exterior facade of the house.
No question.
You can paint the exterior, you can do all these things, you can actually do updates. And there's multiple different types of renovation loans. There's the FHA 203K, and there's a home style, which is a conventional product, not a government product, but all of them allow you to actually do updates to the exterior of the home as well. So gutters, siding, all of those things that need to be updated, you can do. So we've got, as you can see here, we've got a closet that looks like it's been updated a little bit, but it's just with doors. This entryway is small, it's a little odd. So this somebody would want, you know, and again, it's bringing your, as you walk in, you're introducing that square footage on the front. But some of these things, you know, miss. They're so used to just actually focusing on what they see inside the box. The realtor is the first person, because they can start talking about, we thought about a new entryway.
And open this up over a little bit. A little bit out of the dining room area. Again, I like to take that out completely. So if you wanted to, without adding additional space, change it. If you wanted the which I this and said they would come up with a plan to blow it out and go back into area. So that's completely possible. Or maybe you want to just keep this space and then open up and create a larger outdoor living space.
Yeah. Again, lots of options. I'm not saying that this is a bad kitchen at all, but again, this is not a 2016 kitchen. So we're in here, and they just feel as though that this is it. So with a renovation loan, you can do all the things that Mark talked about. Renovation. You can add square footage, you can blow it out, you could literally change everything in here. New cabinets, new tiles, new appliances even, okay? So a lot of these things, again, it's just a matter of walking in and having the vision. Some people actually go ahead and get designers and architects. Those fees, you can even roll into the renovation loan. Nobody knows that, you know, so that's something that you want to take a look at. You can get what you are looking for and build the house that you love rather than settle. So we're going to go ahead and walk this way. We're going to come into the bathroom here.
Right, so this is definitely an area that if you're coming in as a buyer, I'm showing you that this is like instant equity if you change this, right? So the first thing you can do, you're looking at this is only a half bath. Well, here's what we do. Take this out, we've got a large vanity, we make this into a small shower, completely gutted, put new towel in, everything goes all the vanity. The toilet moved over here, now you have changed the half bath into a full bath. Another little thing here is if you didn't know this, there's actually some space in behind here. Take a quick peek at that. So there's actually some space. If you want to maximize space, it's actually pretty deep. In the kitchen, you can actually put a drawer that goes in and then pulls out when you want to save space and store stuff. So that was most people would never know was there.
So how did you discover this?
I checked around with the plans with them, and they showed it to me.
Awesome.
So
There's actually plans. Again, they just kind of walk into the house and they can't see past exactly what's in front of them either. So maybe you're talking to an agent that actually understands these things and is doing all those little extra details. It's not always just about contract negotiations. A lot of time, it's about all the extra little that nobody knew about. So let's go back over here. So with this house, this is a prime house for somebody that actually wants to come in, get a renovation loan, because this is a house that is outdated. It does need some fixing up. There's a lot of things that people can do. You can tear down walls. You can walk in, ask your realtor for the floor plan, okay? And if it's not there, it can be drawn up. These things are not difficult. Once you get a floor plan, you can give it to an architect, and they can even draw a new space design with the same square footage, and now you're designing a home that you love, rather than, again, kind of moving in and settling. We hear that all the time from people, and do you ever feel like somebody's looking and looking and looking, and they just can't find that perfect house? Well, guys, the perfect house, how often does somebody say, this is perfect?
yeah, nothing's usually perfect right about it. Even if it's new, you could be I've seen where it's a 10,000 square foot brand new custom house, and if somebody didn't design it themselves, if they came in and it was brand new, they still want to change things.
Exactly. So the idea behind renovation loans and finding distressed properties is you find the right neighborhood, as Mark mentioned earlier. You find a great school district, you find the quiet neighborhood, you find the lot that you want to go with. You want to make sure that you get that, because those are the intangibles that you can't really settle with. You can always change the house. You can turn the house into whatever you want to make it. You just need to find a guy like Mark, who's a great real estate agent, that can point you to those deals and make sure that everything goes the way that it goes, that it's supposed to go. Renovation loans. Now here's what we're going to do.
One quick thing to add that. You want to make sure that you know that the neighborhood you are wanting to move to can withstand the renovation that you want to do. Absolutely. You don't want to go above and beyond what the neighborhood would withstand. And you can usually get a pretty good glimpse of that just by driving through, walking through to see what the price points are there, so that you're not adding on space that's not going to give you back equity unless you don't mind.
So I think he's been approached by a builder, correct, to do a tear down here, which is pretty common in neighborhoods like this. A builder walks in, they see the value, as Mark mentioned, right next door. They tore the thing down, built a beautiful house, huge house right next to it. Those are also available. Don't forget, we've been talking a lot about buyers coming in and making this their home that they want to live in. Investors have the opportunity to do that too. There are conventional investor renovation products out there. So they're not very common. Give us a call. Actually, check in next week. We're going to go ahead and do a full show next week on all renovations. We'll break it down with a 203K, homes, home fixers. We're going to talk about absolutely everything so that you can get the information that you're looking for, so that as you go out into the market, maybe you don't intend to get a renovation loan, but you might walk into a perfect house in the house in a perfect neighborhood, and now you got the perfect loan to make it the perfect house. So Mark, if there's anything else you want to tell anybody about this house before we check out?
No, I mean, we're under contract right now, but the opportunities like this is not the only one, so.
So Mark, tell everybody if they're watching, they want to get in touch with a great guy that really, like I said, understands how to make these things work, can find you a great deal. How do they get in touch with you?
The best way is always just to call me or text me, whatever works for you, 240-687-2650. My son tells me not to say oh, because it's not enough. 240-687-2650, or Mark at choicerealestate.net.
Okay, guys, again, Mark Fitzpatrick, Choice Real Estate, RE/MAX Town Center, great real estate agent. Highly recommend that you give this guy a call. Really knows what he's talking about. Well, that's all that we have for today, so thank you very much for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Always remember, tune in, check us out, share us, tweet us, everything. We love it. The more that we can get this information out, the better it is. Always ask questions. We love to answer them. So if anybody ever needs anything, questions, please feel free to reach out. That's all we got for you today. Thanks for watching KLA Now.